Hi, in moving of Fridge Frazer a Hotpoint Future FF187E, we pulled black box off the compressor and two wires have come off their spade terminal, namely a green earth wire from the compressor and black wire from the main body. I am not sure which spade terminal they go back onto, as there are several options. Do you have a wiring diagram, please?
Hello, are you there? Please rate me on my help, as that's how I get paid. Here is the sequence of wires. The mains lead are colored in accordance with the following code: green and yellow, earth blue, neutral brown, live as the colors of the wires, and the mains lead may not correspond with the colored markings identifying the terminals in your plug. Proceed as follows: connect green and yellow wire to terminal marked E or colored green and yellow. Connect brown wire to terminal marked L or colored red or brown. Connect blue wire to terminal marked N or colored black or blue.
No, I do not think you have read my question properly. Please see pictures.
Good morning, my name is I am going to help you resolve the problem you have with your fridge freezer. If you have a look at the connector block, you should see a terminal marked 1. I suspect it is the one at the top center. Can you confirm this?
I can find something that looked like a 1 on the top of the raised T section of the black plug, part No 6 SP9029. There are two spade end there that seem to join together.
Okay, is this what you have got in the image?
That is it.
Okay, can you see the two connectors listed? One, that is where the black cable goes, it doesn't matter which terminal it goes on. And the earth wire goes to terminal number 5. That was the only two, wasn't it?
That was all. Thank you.
A pleasure. Would you now kindly rate the help given by selecting from the star rating at the top of the page? You can come back to me at any time later if you need further information. Thank you for using JA and have a great evening, Ian.
Sorry, we'll get back to you tomorrow. Everything put back together and fridge freezer is on but do not seem to be working. We'll leave it overnight to see what happens.
Okay, no worries. I'll be here. We may have to check all the wires to see what we have got. If you can get hold of a multimeter, that would be useful.
Okay, we'll get back to you this evening. I have the service manual for the freezer, so we'll also check the error codes this evening after work. This morning, yellow light at top and interior light to the fridge are flashing on/off all the time.
Okay, around first thing we must get is the wiring sorted, and then we can clear the memory if needed and start from scratch.
Sorry, been caught up in things. If I turn the freezer on and run the auto test diagnostics, no error message show up. The compressor does not seem to start up though. If I turn the freezer on, then the middle mains green light and the internal light flashes. The super cool when pressed lights up does not stay lit up. If I disconnect the black wire off the 6 SP9029, then go through the whole process again, the same thing happens. Does that suggest anything? Don't know if it helps, but I seem to have the older version 1 of this fridge freezer.
Okay, can you get hold of a multimeter to allow us to do some testing?
I have one.
Okay, with the multimeter set at 250 volt AC or greater and the unit connected up, test the voltage between the neutral connector and that on terminal 1E, the black wire, and let me know what you get.
Apologies, multimeter is not working now. We'll get back to you tomorrow morning.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, have measured voltage between black and blue wires on same cable when connected to the 6 SP9029. When this is not connected to the compressor, it reads 240 V. If I connect it to the compressor, then I get nothing. Have repeated this a couple of times with the same result.
Okay, at the compressor terminal block, what voltage have you between terminals 2 and 1, and can you confirm that the start capacitor is connected between 2 and 4?
If I take the block off the compressor, then between 2 and 4 there is 296V with both fridge and freezer dials set to off at the top of the front. If I turn the freezer dial to midway, it keeps changing from 282 to 296, the valve in the fridge sound as if it opening and closing too. The start capacitor is connected between 2 and 4. If I take the block off the compressor, then between 2 and 4 there is 296V with both fridge and freezer dials set to off at the top of the front. If I turn the freezer dial to midway, it keeps changing from 282 to 296, the valve in the fridge sound as if it opening and closing too. The start capacitor is connected between 2 and 4. This seems high for a 240V supply, so now wondering if the multimeter I have borrowed is working. Now going to change the battery.
If you check across terminals 2 and 3, that should give you mains voltage.
Right, changed battery, now get 250V and more, variable from 236 to 250 when freezer is turned halfway.
Okay, and you get 250-ish across terminals 2 and 1. Okay, with it turned on and 250 across those terminals and plugged into the compressor, can you hear a click or feel it vibrating?
Plugged in, no click, vibration or sound, and voltage now reading 0. This device is meant to have a delay though when power is turned off and on again.
Okay, let's hang on for a few minutes to give a chance to start.
No change. Voltage still at 0 and no noise. Just a flap opening and closing.
Which flap do you refer to?
It is the flap which controls the movement of cold air from the freezer to the refrigerator part.
Okay, we need to find out if the problem is with the compressor or the main PCB. Are you able to make up a cable with a plug on one end and wires with 3 push-fit 6.3mm spade connectors on the other?
Should be able to make it later this week. We'll get back to you when I have done it.
Okay, come back to me when you have it to hand.
I have now made up the mains cable with spade ends ready to go. Hi, now ready to go. Which terminals do I put the spade ends on, please? Hi, still waiting. Will now not be able to do this until Saturday morning. Will you be available, please?
Good morning, I'm just back from holiday, so sorry for the delayed response. Saturday is fine, just drop in, I'll be here as have friends over for the weekend. Ian.
Okay, will do. Many thanks. Hi Ian, sorry about that, but something came up. Which terminals should I connect each of the spades to, please? I will do it tonight and let you know the results. Neville.
Copy the following link, https://www.google.co.uk/imgurs. Imgirl equals http://3a%2f%2 static.europro.com%2 fimagines%2 sabitas%2f 2016-02-24%2 52019.39.42.png and imgrifrl equals http://3a%2f%2 fliniablanca.europro.com%2 refrigeration%2 fesmo electrico del clixenda ronk 6 sp9029 t1555251.html and docet equals 7 urged 5 tvrcom antinit equals g8 cadmium%3a and w equals 720 and h equals 718 and b equals 643 and by equals 1366 and ved equals 00 kuj 559 gubna uid sax 4 d3 school cal ubique and iact equals mrc and uact equals 8 Remove all existing wires noting their positions and connect the blue cable to L2 and the brown to L1. Bend back the earth wire out of the way. Now connect up to the electric supply and tell me if the compressor runs.
Apologies for delay, family business. Yes, the compressor runs. The 6SP9029 also rattles if I shake it.
The rattle is fine. Okay, what we have established is that the compressor works, so if you reconnect the relay/overload as it was before this test and it doesn't work, then you have a faulty PCB which will need to be replaced. You should be able to check for power to the compressor at the same points EL1 and L2. If you don't have 230 volts approx there, then it is the PCB.
IF reconnect all the wires to the 6SP9029. I get 230V across L1 and L2. If I repeat the measurement with a 6SP9029 actually connected to the compressor and then turn on, I get no volts.
Okay, well, let's just have a quick overview. We know that the compressor runs when directly connected to the compressor. Whilst perhaps you have got 230 volts from the main PCB, via the wiring, it doesn't mean that it is actually supplying sufficient current to the motor. My opinion is that when you pulled the wires off, one of them shorted out some components in the main PCB, and this will have to be replaced/repaired. If you need a company who can carry out a repair, let me know. In the meantime, would you kindly rate the information given by selecting from the star rating system at the top of the page. Once done, all further questions are free of charge. Ian.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit justanswer.com/YTHI.